Okay, so we have a question from Philip. Philip means lover of horses. My question is this. I've been a personal trainer for 6 years now. I am 44 years old. I believe that I'm online training may be the future of personal training to come in the next couple of years. So I think it's been around a lot longer than you know, Philip. We'll get to that. I am not online training, but I am trying to become one. I believe that the pandemic of this coronavirus is going to change the way we live for the future, especially for personal trainers and gyms. What is your opinion on this? Yeah, that's exactly right. Um, so I actually had my first experience with postal training back in 1980 when I was getting ready for a weightlifting meet. Interesting. In the middle of that preparation is when my mother died. But I was up in Logan, Utah, and my coach, Dick Nottmeyer, was in Pacifica, the Pacifica Barbell Club. And I would write him a letter and then put it in the mail. He'd get the information on my workouts. He would then mail me a letter, and we would talk. And that was postal training. And I've actually heard a lot of people do that. When I was young, we'd write letters to coaches and say, "I don't understand this," and you get letters back. And in one case, I got a scholarship out of it. So that worked out nicely. So postal training and online training has been around a long time. One of my goals when I first started my first, I don't even, it was a website, and I'm not even sure it wasn't a blog. It was the original website was in 1998, 1999. I'm probably one of the first people in the fitness industry who wasn't a high intensity trainer, and they called themselves HIT Jedis. I was one of the first people to offer an opposing view to that online. So one of the things I discovered back in 98, and it's still true today, is there's some issues with online training. If you don't mind, Philip, may I go through them with you. One other thing. Also, at about the same time, I became Columbia College's online instructor for religious studies. And they were, Arlen, who was my boss, already was way ahead of the rest of us about online education. So let me just kind of go through a couple things online that I want you to think about. First, and this is the toughest thing to get used to, if you work online, it's asynchronic. There is no time online. So I know people are saying I'm getting emails from people, "Hey, follow me in my workout. Hey, we're going to have a workout at 4 o'clock. Well, what does 4 o'clock mean to the people listening right now on this podcast? 4 o'clock at my house, your 4 o'clock might be 3 in the morning for me. 4 o'clock in Afghanistan versus Korea, that's a lot of 4 o'clocks. There's a lot of time zones on this planet. And you know that, and everyone hears that and they know it, but the truth is, and this is a hard thing to get used to, is that so your online platform has to be open and working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that's why at Dan John University, one of the things I liked so much is that here's the workout. If you don't know any exercise, of course, but you look at the workout, you go, "I know how to walk. I know how to do that. I know." "Oh, what's that?" You click on it. 20-second video shows you what to do. And you're, "Oh, okay, I know. I've done that before. I know what to do." The mistake, okay, so anytime you want to work out using our platform, you can. Brian lives in Turkey. I live here in Utah. And we can do basically the same workouts, completely different time. So asynchronic is by far the biggest issue you're going to face. Number two, again, the Dan John University idea where we ask what equipment you have, how many days a week do you want to work out, how many minutes do you want to work out, how intense do you want it, how does it stay the same or go up? Those questions are the online education experience. I'm it's been tough to watch my friends in the fitness industry show people workouts, and the second I see them going from one piece of equipment to another, I think to myself, well, if their audience doesn't have both pieces of equipment, they can't follow. So you need to be as clear as you can right up front, number two. is the equipment of the people you're working with, their dedication time-wise, length of workout. Do they want to make it harder and harder and harder, or keep it consistent? Just some basic general questions. And number 3 is this idea that you can do this follow me workouts. I should say never works. Certainly it works. I mean, I can remember the VHSs with Jane Fonda, and I was at a school where the women would put that VHS tape, and they would all do the Jane Fonda workout. The fire hydrants and all the kicks and stuff. I don't know if it worked, but they were able to follow along pretty well. And I think that's the secret of a good VHS tape or DVD workout, is when you see it 20, 30, 40 times, you know it's coming next. I've done some kettlebell follow along workouts on DVDs, and they make sense. But let me show you the problems happening right now on the internet. Strength trainer, I'm watching this strength trainer the other day say, okay, we're going to snatch the weight. Now go half kneeling and press it once, stand back up. We're going to do a swing. We're going to do a clean. Switch hands, we'll do it. The bulk of your audience is like, where's this going? You can't follow along like that. If you watch the old Jack LaLanne videos on YouTube, and by the way, that's probably a better resource than most of the crap you're finding. He used to have the people do what he would call the circulatory work during the commercial breaks. So he'd go, hup, two, hup. During the commercial, keep doing your jumping jacks, keep doing your marching in place, whatever. Other than that, you're going to have a hard time having people follow along at your rate, at your pace. A few years ago, I saw something I thought was really a good idea. It was an aerobics thing, but I always thought we could take it into another place where they would have. So the person in the middle was high intensity. The person, as you looked, the person here was high intensity. This person here was extremely low, and this person here was moderate. So that would be an interesting thing you could do if you're thinking about this, where maybe you have, we're using a kettlebell example here, but we can do something else. This person here is doing kettlebell snatches. This person here is doing two-handed swings, and this other person here is doing either glute bridges or hip thrusts without load. I mean, that'd be a really kind of a fun way to do that. For follow along, the best format I know is the 30-30 for 30 workouts. If you Google my name, 30/30 for 30, I have a series of 5 articles on that on Target Publishing. Very proud of that. Again, hats off to my friend Gernot. This is a good question. I think I gave you a lot of good advice. If you take that good advice, I think you can make it work. Online education, let me just follow up with this. The preparation of online education is massive. And then you press a button and you don't have to do anything again. With teaching religious studies online, the work I did to prep this course was intensive, and I'll be honest with you, a little bit exhausting and exasperating. But once that class starts, then really all I become is this person who floats in and floats out and goes, that's a good point. That's a fine point. Your work has been excellent, Philip. It's very simple. So that's going to be the hard part for a lot of people now. If you're trying to build a platform now, you got some work ahead of you. So just keep all those points in mind. Thank you. We have a question.